Pierre Bourdieu was born in rural France in 1930, the son of a working-class sharecropper. Bourdieu defied the limitations of an expected future as a tradesperson and set off to Paris to pursue a career as an academic. Bourdieu studied philosophy at a very prestigious and select graduate school in Paris. Despite graduating at the apex of French academic life, Bourdieu remained an outsider from the close society of France's elitist education system. Bourdieu's interest gravitated towards sociology, and by the 1970s he was regarded as a leading French sociological thinker. He used his outsider status to develop unique critical perspectives on the symbolic allocation of power. His theories grew from Marxist thinking that members of the ruling class have a vested interest in maintaining their domination, and that they do this by limiting the opportunities for members of less powerful groups to have access to educational resources. Bourdieu's 1975 text, Reproduction in Education, Society and Culture, co-written with Jean-Claude Passeron, really put the focus on educational systems as one of the key tools for the reproduction of inequalities in society. But how does that actually work? Let's have a look at the mechanism behind social reproduction as it rolls out in an educational context. Social reproduction can occur via any context designed to reproduce the knowledge, skills, or values and norms appropriate for participation in contexts of production. A school acts as a context as it prepares students for their future career, where they can be seen as a unit of production. The work a person produces in their lifetime often determines social outcomes such as money, housing, family, and social status. Production in society is rewarded through a value Bourdieu termed capital, organised into the three types of economic, cultural, and social capital. Economic capital is defined by the possession of material currency, and cultural capital as knowledge which can be traded for economic, for instance, when a tertiary qualification can be traded for a higher paying job. In a class-based society, a person needs to be rich in both economic and cultural capital to build a position of social capital. Social capital can be leveraged to create opportunities via connection, a concept so well acknowledged as deriving from elite education circles that it is more colloquially known as the old school tie situation. The idea is that if you go to a prestigious school, former members of that school will offer you preferential selection in job applications, invitations to cultural events, and social opportunities that will improve your status. Then, when you're in a position of high status, you offer the same to others wearing the same old school tie. Bourdieu understood a school as a mechanism through which the values and relations that make up the social space are passed on from one generation to the next, with the risk being that this mechanism can become what Collins in 2009 called an agency of class domination. This results in the idea that a child of a gardener can only ever be a tradesperson, and the child of a merchant banker, for instance, can only ever be a white-collar worker. So each child should only be offered an education that is what is needed to achieve that goal, and to offer anything more would be, well, a waste of time. As the advantages of higher education are offered only to those assumed to be in a social class that values it or deserves it, social reproduction then confers the right to define the value of capital to those that receive a better quality education. This cycle acts as a closed loop. It permanently provides advantage to some and excludes others. Not everyone even wants to be a merchant banker. The point is, it is important to be given the educational opportunities that allow you to make that choice.